Shout out to Never Nervous ENT, Gumbo, Gifted Underdogs, Making Business Ordinary.
Speak on it. Reppin' KC till I die. We been to town. You know Westport to 18 and Vine. It's going down. We support the town. We don't hate. That's not allowed. We just on the come up like the next man on the come up showing love. We just wanna see you get a W. We ain't tryna trouble you. Come through and get comfortable with us. For real. Ain't nobody doing it like us. Stacking up the dollars is a must. Think of us. If you got something to say, come speak on it. Every little thing, we be on it. If you ain't heard of us, get up on it. We do our promotion, come be on it. If you got something to say, come speak on it. Every little thing, we be on it. If you ain't heard of us, get up on it. We do our promotion, come be on it.
What's the deal, everybody, man? It's your boy Contrail.
This is your boy Mr. Fisher.
Here we speak on, man. We got two special guests in the building. We got LYLE GIBSON and JD. So
Valentine.
Labnificent. I gotta get that right. Labnificent Media Group, man. So shout out to him, man. Make sure y'all go like his page and comment, subscribe, all of that, man. He
Welcome. It's a talented man over
video
there.
Photos and videography, man. So
you want your
doing
shit done
his thing.
right? Holla at
For sure.
JD.
But we introducing the American Story. You know, you producing LYLE GIBSON's behind that. So could you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, an American Story series started like after we finished up Legacy. We did a documentary with Jermaine Thomas on the Black Panther Party in Kansas City. And I always wanted to do something that kind of focused on history because I teach history at MCC.
Oh, that's dope.
And I said, you know, how can I create a type of series where people can grasp it like within 15, 20 minutes, you know? And that's really how it started. And I told JD, I said, hey, this is what I want to do with the project. This is where I want to go with the project. So it's not going to be like a one and done. It's going to be a sustained type of series that'll just go on perpetually. And so the first three we did were actually documentary shorts. So the first one was dealing with race. And we just looked at race in America through the lens of a biracial young lady. Then the next one we did was on immigration. And then the last one we did was on a young lady that's like Black, Native American, white, but we really explored her Native American roots and what some things that her family went through. And, you know, from the first one, who's Black, who's white, and we had a lot of conversation online about that one because it just gave everybody a platform to just talk about race, you know. So that's pretty much how it started, man.
So who is Black? Who is white?
Yeah, you know that's the.
You got to tell them about the genealogy too.
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, and we
for that's like just a title, damn near just being Black or white, you know, just to separate us in a way, but.
Exactly. And so this young lady, shout out to Molly Pons, she's kind of my bonus daughter. She is biracial, but growing up, you know, her mom being white, her dad being Black, she was rejected by her white grandparents. And, you know, I've just never heard of a child being rejected by their grandparents. Usually you go to grandparents' house, you know, you're going to get some love, you know.
Depending on the culture.
Depending on the culture.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. And so I noticed with Molly, I said she's still kind of internalizing a lot of stuff, being Black, being white, and then navigating in the world we live in. And so that's when we just decided to create this little story. And it was challenging, even from the shoot. Because, you know, it was a lot of tension, And then I could tell, too, that there was still a lot of unresolved issues that she was still trying to work out. I mean, there were times she didn't want to talk. I was like, we got to do a documentary. You're going to have to talk. You know, well, I don't want to. It's locked up. I said, no, we're going to unlock it, unpack it, so that people can benefit from it. And what I had to do was to create a narration around her story to tell the story of race in America, slavery, Jim Crow, and all that other stuff, so that people could kind of understand. And we used a couple of other my cousins too that are biracial, and how they kind of told their story within that context. But to get to your question, who's black, who's white, historically, everybody comes from Africa. I don't care where you are on the planet, and that's just, everybody comes from that African man, African woman. So,
I guess we are brothers and sisters.
yeah,
In a way, so.
but we don't act like
Yeah. You know how that goes.
Allegedly.
Hey, yo, what up? This young father, man, out here hanging out with Blue Line Studios and Gumbo Enterprise. Picked up my trap snacks, you know what I mean? Got me some exotic juices. Make sure you get you some when you come through. They got it all. Make sure to keep these chilled out. Peace.
So, tell us how you and JD met and how y'all came across working on this docu-series together. Or either or can,
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Well, we met early teens, probably around 2014, 2015, and the first project that we worked on, that we officially worked on, was Legacy, Spirit of the Black Panthers, and that's a documentary about the Kansas City chapter of the Black Panthers. We both had a mutual friend, which he had already been working with, and I had already been working with, but all three of us had never worked together.
Yeah.
A guy named Jermaine Thomas. He goes by Tashi Thomas. Tashi Studios in California. Shout out to the homie.
Shout out.
But we ended up doing probably about 2 or 3 documentaries with Jermaine together. We did Legacy, Spirit of Black Panthers, Western Baptist Bible College, and then we did one called Man of 1,001 Faces. And all of those are award-winning films. It was fantastic working with them. But then after that, Lyle came to me and he said, hey, I want to do an American Story documentary series, and this is the route that I want to take. And when we were talking about it, we already knew that we were going to go into, we were going to go through issues, bumps, and hurdles and obstacles dealing with the people, because a lot of them were scarred.
Yeah.
And traumatized. But
touching on some deep stuff, like.
Man, not only that, but it was just the sensitivity of it.
Yeah.
The people were very, very sensitive to these issues, and they wanted to make sure that they were handled in the best way possible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or the most careful way possible. And so from the way we shot it, to the questions we asked, to doing DNA tests, to the locations we went to shoot, all the way down to images, information, photos, and all of that stuff that we put in there. Every one of these documentaries that we did took months to do. And so me and Lyle built a friendship and a camaraderie throughout that process.
Okay.
And so the working relationship actually turned into a brotherhood.
And I'll add, I think really the foundation is when we was working on Legacy. Because I got a chance to see him edit for the first time and how he went through that process. Because we went back and forth on some edits of Legacy. And I just remember, we said, man, something is just not clicking. And this may sound weird, but I shared this with Jermaine and JD. I said there was a dream I had, literally, where JD was driving us on a type of RV or bus around the country.
What you think about that starting off?
When he told me that, because I'm gonna give him a little back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a little.
Go back to that dream. Though,
we're gonna hold on to that. We're gonna come right back.
Yeah.
Filmmakers, you're gonna get into points of conflict, right? So this is what it boils down to. We were editing one day. I was usually shooting. Jermaine was usually editing, and then Lyle was producing, narrating, and co-directing. And so
putting in the work.
And so we were at Jermaine's house one day. I'm gonna tell him. He's gonna put it out. We were at Jermaine's house one day, and lo and behold, that we got to this one piece of the film, and it was over historical accuracy, and Lyle was like, we need to be pinpoint accurate, and Jermaine was like, no, we could just be accurate enough where they get the gist of it. And Lyle was like, no, man, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you give it to them all or don't give it to them at all.
Right.
Can't give it half-ass.
Yeah, you can't give it half-ass. And so they went back and forth, and it got into, well, God damn it, you know what I mean? If you going to do that, and I was like, hey, you know. And so I took it on.
You had to play the mediator.
I did. And I actually ended up editing that portion of the film. So we ended up hashing that out. And this is going back to what he's saying about his vision, about the way he wanted his journey to go forth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it really went. And don't get me wrong, we all still brothers and stuff.
Oh, we cool. That's
We don't have
yeah,
that clash.
yeah,
You know,
we
it's
just-
bound to happen.
yeah.
Especially working with each other for a while.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you know, and it was just interesting, man. The dream was just as clear as we're talking
Yeah,
now.
back to the RV.
Yeah, you know, but JD was the one that was really taking us on this journey across country. But what I got out of it on that particular project, JD was really gonna have to take control of the edit.
Okay.
Because the edit, that final piece, and so he said, "Lyle, can you meet me at Starbucks out in Independence?" So, man, we pulled tables together, laptops, iPads, iMacs, you know, iMacs and everything. We just hooked up everything, got our coffee, and we started editing, man. It was like the first, 5 seconds. And I said, JD, why don't we just try a black screen with the narration? You know, in the 1960s, they didn't have cell phones to capture police brutality. That's how it started. That's how it started. And we kept meeting there a couple of times, and we built the edit. And then from there, JD said, I think I got it, man. And JD he ran with it. Yeah. And that's literally the foundation of our working relationship, and now the brotherhood. This is guys like my little brother, man.
Yeah, it is.
So y'all work very well together. You know
Oh, yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
kinda
We've been working
connected.
together for years now.
Yeah.
It's been years now. It's
Yeah.
probably it's 21 now. So
Shaq and Kobe.
Shaq-
yeah,
Well,
man,
yeah.
it's been about 6 years now.
If you got something to say, come speak on it. Come speak on it. Every little thing, we be on it. We be on it. If you ain't heard of us, get up on it. Get up on it. We do our promotion, come be on it. If you got something to say, come speak on it. Come speak on it. Every little